Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Cookout! Yeah! With your boy, Mr. Trey for yourself, Mr. DaVon Elder. Hey, man, catch him every day on all social media platforms. Hey, so you can go get you that bag, man.
Give me my money.
Yes, sir.
It's Marque
Yes, sir.
acting up, man. China need to get their act right. They messing up
Hey,
my Apple
man.
stock.
Opportunities galore. Opportunities galore out there right now, man. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Hey, man. Hey, just keeping up with the market. Everybody stay with them. Hey, if you want to know more, check out his podcast. Like and subscribe to the Trade for Yourself podcast on YouTube, IG, TikTok, everywhere you can be found. Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, man. We all over. Round of applause, Mr. Trade for Yourself.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
and
Thank
continue to support this podcast, man. We got our old podcast league. Hey! And then we just had our first week. And it was fire. Hey, man. We're going to review some of our best games. And we're going to just go in on it. So, hey, like and subscribe always. And share with your friends who's in the fantasy football. Come and get this knowledge. Thank you. All right. You know what time it is. It's that time. Yeah, buddy. Hey, it's the Fantasy Update. Here to give you the latest fantasy news to keep you on top of all your teams. I know y'all are like us. You got about 2 or 3 at least fantasy leagues you're in. It's hard to keep up with everything. But catch us right now as we give you the Fantasy Update. All right. You ready, man?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. First topic. And it kind of hurts me because I got this guy on one of my leagues. Mr. Austin Ekeler missed practice today due to an ankle injury and personal reasons. You know, the ankle injuries from the last game he suffered. And, he's usually playing with ankle injuries throughout the year. He said it himself, I always hurt my ankle and I just play through it, but man, the thing about it is Joshua Kelley, he had an actually good fantasy day, surprisingly. Joshua Kelley's usually not been good most seasons. Like, I think it's maybe his 3rd or 4th season in the league. But this week, he had 16 attempts, 91 rushing yards, and 1 TD for 15.1 PPR fantasy points. So, I mean, congratulations to him. But, I'm on the end of, would Joshua Kelley be a good option, versus his top rushing Titans DST if Ekeler misses time? You think he'd be good?
I think that he would be a good option. He would be more of a fringe. I would consider him more of a flex, maybe fringe RB2, maybe it's kind of what I would categorize him as. But it was good to see him, have a pretty good fantasy day in week 1. So that shows me that he is a good back. We've heard a lot about him even last year, but Ekeler, he was just so good last year. We just couldn't hear from him. So he's kind of getting that opportunity to shine. So yeah, I definitely think he's a guy that you would probably want to have on your team. Definitely.
Yeah, I did have him on my team, and then I tried. Hey,
man.
I know. Look,
don't you love fantasy?
I do. I was just like, oh, it's Austin Ekeler. He's Austin Ekeler. He's awesome Ekeler. He's gonna stay in. He's gonna be fine. First game, ankle injury, and I'm just like, But I am not mad on the person I picked up for him. Very low radar person. Nobody's talking about him. I picked him up in all my leagues. Hey, he's my ultra sleeper. If you watched my IG and my TikTok, for the Fantasy Cookout, I did a post talking about waiver wire pickups, and he's in a sleeper category. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. But anywho, let's continue on to the next topic. So Travis Kelce was limited in practice, so I think we're gonna expect him to play versus the Jaguars this week, which is going to be a pretty good game. I mean, you're hoping for a bounce back game for the Cheifs, especially after that, that surprising loss to the Lions. hey, they kind of need Kelce, as you see. Do you think he'll be ready for the Jaguars?
Man, look, what I'm gonna tell you is that I feel very sorry for the people that drafted Travis Kelce, because I think that you're gonna feel very bad this year. You're gonna feel very, very bad about that
Mm.
pick.
Damn.
Here's the thing, man. Like, when you're having a conversation, and we're talking about before the game, but before last Thursday's game, there was a conversation about, he hyperextended his knee.
Yeah.
And we were having conversations about, ACL. We were having ACL discussions, guys. Like, look, man, we talked about this. We talked about this briefly in the offseason about Kelce and how he's up there in age and things of that nature. And would you want to draft him, and how we feel about tight ends. Even if Kelce was there for me, I wouldn't draft him, because you're putting your all into Kelce, and it's just not where you need to go. Because the Chiefs literally live and die by Kelce. We seen what that offense was doing without Kelce. We seen how it performed. Okay, we seen how it performed. Look, man, if you are a Chiefs fan, you're not going to do well this year. If you hold Kelce,
Damn.
it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all.
Damn.
Period.
Vaughn giving you that. Kelce. He is 34, man. Those, hey, speaking as a 34-year-old man myself, those I don't see how they do it. I was in the shower this morning. I'm like, I'm starting to feel pains. I'm like, hey, how do these pro athletes go through this for the rest of their life? Because it don't get no better. It's just like your knees, your Achilles. You're like, hey, I ain't even do nothing yesterday, but whoa. Hey, so I mean, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit longer to heal, like compared to when he was young. And the thing about it is, the Chiefs have shown they cannot survive without Travis Kelce. Like, Kadarius Toney was trash.
Trash.
Sky Moore, trash. I mean, and what was Rasheed Rice? Rasheed Rice, I think is what his name is. Rashee Rice.
He's a receiver for them.
Yeah, receiver. He's a rookie, I believe. He was the only one that was actually like somewhat good. But beyond that, it's like Pacheco. Yeah, McKinnon didn't even show his face. And then you had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I was like, wow, they still have him in the league. I mean, shoot. So I think they need to have him back. I mean, the only positive thing they have is Noah Gray, who's the other tight end behind Kelce. Honestly, I mean, I was looking at it, I was like, hey, if they don't pick up like a Mike Evans, since Mike Evans didn't, Tampa Bay didn't sign another deal with him, I think that would be a nice pickup. Trade away all those receivers if you need to. Get rid of some draft picks, just to get Mike Evans, because it's like you need that number one receiver. Hopkins would have been the perfect match during the offseason to pick up, but they didn't decide to get him. But if they don't decide to go with that, I think they're going to have to go with the old New England style, like 2 tight ends, like they did with Aaron Hernandez. Oops, my bad. Should have said that name. And Gronk, how they used to do back in the day with Brady. Going to have a 2 tight end set, because, New England really didn't have any wide receivers for real. I mean, they made Julian Edelman work, but they didn't have like a dominant wide receiver.
Yeah, but the thing is that New England had receivers that could actually catch the football. That's the difference.
Damn.
New England never had many receivers that could really like go over the top with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Randy Moss was the only one, that could really go over the top. Everybody else was possession, but they were pretty good possessions. And again, I'm going to say this again, they could catch the football. That's the difference. You got to be able to catch the football. That's the thing. That's one part.
That's job number one of a wide receiver. Yes,
you got to be able to catch the football. But the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't have any receivers that can catch the football. Look, Look, y'all made it through last year. Y'all made it through. Y'all got that championship. Congratulations. But it ain't happening this year. You ain't finna get through a whole season with that trash. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we're going to have to see what they're going to do with. Noah Gray, he had 5 targets for 3 receptions, 31 yards. Seems to be their only consistent, quote-unquote wide receiver they had, because even Marque Valdez-Scantling was trash. I mean, literally, don't trust any wide receiver for the Chiefs, which is sad to say because you got the best quarterback in the league, at the helm, and he has nobody to throw to.
Nobody.
He has nobody to throw to.
Nobody.
All right. On to the next one. DeAndre Hopkins has suffered an ankle injury. Did not practice today. I think he's at risk of missing week 2 versus the Chargers. They need him. Man, they need him, though, dude.
But look, man, the Titans,
trash.
They don't look good at all, man. I mean, I'll talk about. I'll talk about Marque a little bit, man. He was talking about in the group chat. He was like, man, Tannehill was out there looking like Milrow out there, man. I'm like, dang, like it's like that, like that's crazy. Like,
you see how quick they change up, man. It's just one
like,
game, and it's the whole. Bro. They change up the whole thing. Last week it's like, man, Milrose, they got that dog in him. Milrose got this in him. And then this week after Texas lost, they like, Milrow got to go. I'm like, dang, can he get like one game? One game. But anyway, yeah, they need Hopkins. I mean, Tannehill looked like trash last week, be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if it's the ankle. I don't know if it's, rust knocking off. I don't know what it is. But if you don't watch out, Will Levis going to take his job. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Crazy.
Oh, shit. All right.
Crazy.
Continuing on, the Packers, who looked really good last week. Hey, just Jordan Love, I give him a round of applause for his performance. He did very well. Jordan Love, he had 15 out of 27 completions, 245 yards for 3 touchdowns and 3 rushing attempts for 12 yards. So 23 fantasy points. In PPR, that's one of the highest ones. I think it was number 4 amongst quarterbacks in fantasy this week. So great debut. It's given like that, Aaron Rodgers when he took over from, Brett Favre when they got rid of him. So, I mean, they timed that out perfectly. I mean, Green Bay timed it out perfectly to get rid of Aaron Rodgers because, as everybody knows, Aaron Rodgers is done for the season. Torn Achilles. I'm gonna give you this. Sorry, Jets. I'm gonna hit this too.
You failed, you big dummy.
God, they gotta depend on Zach Wilson again, which is downgraded amongst all the Jets players. Downgrades. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But going back to the Packers, Christian Watson did not practice today, and Romeo Doubs was limited. Romeo Doubs had a really good fantasy performance with Christian Watson out. He had 5 targets for 4 receptions, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns for 18.6 fantasy points in PPR. So, hey, great performance from Romeo Doubs. You think he could do it again if he sits out versus Atlanta?
I definitely do. I think Doubs, he's a quality receiver. He's definitely a quality receiver, and it's looking like him and Jordan Love, they have a real connection. They have a real connection. Doubs, he's on the field. Christian Watson, he had that one good game last year, and there's a lot of hype around him. The problem is he's not on the field, and if you're not on the field, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, man, Doubs, he's gonna be a pretty good wide receiver, I think, for this team. I really do.
Okay. I like it. Do you think Jordan Love is the real deal, though? And, I just told the stats, so I mean, very impressive. First performance. You think he can maintain this? and end up being probably a mid-tier QB1, if not low tier. I think that's his floor right now.
Yeah, Jordan Love definitely did impress me. I watched that Green Bay and Bears game this past weekend. I was anticipating. I was actually debating on taking that game, but I did not. I did not bet on that game, but I did watch it from start to finish. The difference was, Green Bay had an offensive line. Jordan Love had time to deliver the ball. He delivered the ball well. I feel sorry for the individuals that drafted Justin Fields so early because he was running for his life and he does not have any time to throw the ball, nor does he have anyone to throw the ball to. It's horrible up there in Chicago. It's horrible.
Did you see? Yeah. I saw an article they were talking about Chase Claypool might be a healthy scratch.
Yes.
Dang, I was just like
trash.
Yeah.
Another one that we need to throw in the trash can. It's just trash.
So it's
just ridiculous, man.
I mean, man, it's gonna be a rough time if they can't get it right. Khalil Herbert, Cole Kmet, and DJ Moore possibly with Justin Fields are the only people I would even consider even putting in a starting lineup at this point. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Look, man, DJ Moore showed me a lot yesterday. Sunday. And what he showed me that I understand why Carolina didn't mind letting him go. That's just what he showed me.
Damn. With that heat. God damn.
That's what he showed me. I'm like, dude, like you gotta stay focused, man. You gotta stay focused on the field. Yeah. Like Jair Alexander outclassed you. It was still trash, man.
It's Jair Alexander though, and Oh well, hey, for those who drafted Justin Fields too early, just because, and we mentioned this before, it's like he would have to take a spectacular jump like Jalen Hurts did, and stop becoming just a running quarterback and become an actual passer for him to go to the next level, to go to that QB1 level. I mean, yeah, he'll get you some fantasy points some weeks, but he's not going to be consistent, which is the problem. All right, let's keep it on. So, this is the last thing we'll talk about regarding the fantasy update. Now, this is the guy I've been wanting to talk about. Everybody's been talking shit in the Yahoo chats, and I've been reading it, talking about DaVon Achane. And everybody wanted to drop him for all these week 1 waiver wire pickups. I'm like, bruh, no, don't do that stuff. It's like, just wait on it. And sure enough, Raheem Mostert did not practice today. As we said before, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, who's on IR, already knew they were gonna get hurt. And literally somebody in the comment section is like, being a 49ers guy, we already know Raheem Mostert's gonna get hurt at some point. So I knew this. This is why it's like draft DaVon Achane. That's why he was in our sleepers. If you watched our sleepers podcast episode, you would have known that. But DaVon Achane, do you think it's time? Think it's time for him?
Look, this guy is gonna be the real deal. Okay, we watched this guy. Look, he was a running back for Texas A&M last year. Texas A&M was not a good football team last year. They were not a good football team at all,
and not this year either.
Yes, but this guy still played hard. He still got carries. Like, this dude was still putting up stats, right? Every single week in the SEC, the dude was still putting up stats. This dude is the real deal. Like, he's not a joke. Okay. Like, if we be 100% honest, if we just be honest, this dude, man, this dude may take Mostert's spot. He might not even have to get hurt. Let's just be honest. I'm just gonna put that out there. He might take this dude's spot. I'm just being honest out here, okay? This dude is the real deal. So I'm telling you, if he gets this opportunity and he's the number 1 back, look out, please. This dude, he's the real deal, for real.
Hey, you know what's crazy about it? He's only 42% rostered in Yahoo leagues. and he's dropped 5% since last year. I mean, since last week. So that's crazy. I was like, bruh, it's week 1. Come on, man. Week 1.
Yeah, man.
I'm
telling you.
Look, if he's in your waiver wire, pick him up. Pick him up now. And I promise you, probably by week 4, week 5, he will probably be a starter. Looking at what they have left and looking at, Jeff Wilson, even when he comes back, he's just going to be hobbling. I mean, it is what it is. He's old. So is Raheem Mostert. They're both old. They'll both need to put out the pasture. They're RB2s. They should be behind him. He's the future. So that's all I got to say about that. Listen to me now. Believe me later on. But now we're going to end the fantasy update. Oh. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Fantasy Update. Hey, continue to catch us every week as you keep you abreast on all the updates going on in the NFL. Hey, so much going on. Like we said, we didn't focus too much on the Aaron Rodgers one because that's been, spoken enough. It's sad, NFL put him out the pasture.
Yeah.
And he's talking about coming back. He's like, bro, just sit down. It's over. It's over. Just call it.
Sad way to go out, man. Sad way to go out.
All that hype in 4 snaps, man. All that hype in 4 snaps. That's all you survive. And then goes your Achilles. But anyway, all right. Let's talk about the week 1 fantasy review. All right, week 1. Honestly, it was kind of sad. I'm not gonna even lie. Week 1 was kind of pitiful in some instances. And let me see if I can pop this up real quick. Because this was a funny thing I put in the group chat for us. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. And it's talking about the performances of all these high-paying quarterbacks, man. Like, all these quarterbacks got paid all that big money, and they did not show up in the least bit. I mean,
at all, man.
It was
at all.
It was kind of sad, to be honest with you. And it kind of I don't know if they're gonna do like a Jamar Russell kind of thing. Let's see if I can pop it up on here. Let's see, screen share, window, this, and share. Here we go. All right. So this is from Sports Center. Burrow, Hurts, Jackson, and Jones combined salary is $950 million. And this weekend they combined for 1 TD. Oh shit!
Oh crazy. My God!
Yeah, basically almost all MVPs except for Daniel Jones. But he still got paid, so it is what it is. But damn, it was sad, man. This week was sad as fuck. It like coming quarterbacks, and it was really sad because I had this guy right here, Mr. Joe Burrow, and he was straight cheeks. I mean, straight cheeks. And they can blame the weather, but you can blame the weather on that stuff. But like, dude, Deshaun Watson still had a good game, so you can't really blame it all on the weather. Some instances, I think he was still hurt. He still wasn't fully recovered. I just don't know, man. It was pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Like my winners and losers from this week. I mean, Tyreek Hill. Let's talk about winners. So my 3 winners this week was Tyreek Hill, doing Tyreek Hill things, Yeah,
buddy. Lightweight.
11 receptions, 215 yards for 2 touchdowns, man. 215 yards. I mean, that dude is 29 years old and still burning. Like, it's like he gets faster, man. He's like, you can't stop, won't stop. 44.5 fantasy points. Like, that's insane. I mean,
man, I was 1 pick away from getting that guy, man. 1 pick. One pick away, man.
And how do you feel now that you don't have him?
I knew Tyreek is one of those guys, man. Look, here's the thing, man. In these fantasy streets, man, you need you a guy that can go for 30 at will. And Tyreek is a guy that can go for 30, and he can do it 4 or 5 or 6 times a year for you. And when you have him on your side, you feel good. But when you're going against him, you do not feel good if he's on the other side at all.
And that's I had to play against him this week in one of my other leagues. I'm just like, Lord have mercy, please. Sweet baby Jesus, have mercy. Sweet baby Jesus, have mercy. But yeah, the next one is a surprising one. You know, I'm always surprised with this one because the Cowgirls, or should I say the Cowboys for once, you know, that DST, man, it put a shellacking on them Giants, boy. Ooh. New York had a horrible day. You know, all respect, it was on 9/11. You know, versus Aaron Rodgers on 9/11, tears his Achilles in the Jets, and then the night before, you had the Giants get shellacked 40-0 by the Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys EST had 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. They had 35 fucking points. That's crazy, that's the highest I've ever seen, like, of a defense.
That's crazy. That's like, I mean, look, man. The Giants are trash, man. The Giants are trash. Trash, man. Like you got beat 46-0 against the 46? Cowboys.
It was 46.
It's
46 scored another touchdown. That's not watching.
46-0 against the Dallas Cowboys at home. You were at home and got beat like that. Y'all are awful.
Don't the Jets and the Giants play in the same stadium?
They do.
Man, that stadium's cursed. They need to blow that thing. They need to blow MetLife up. They just need to blow it up because that stadium is cursed now. They need to start over.
That y'all are trash.
Yeah.
Bad football team.
Yep.
That is horrible.
God. Not even 1 field goal, man. You can't get a field goal.
0 points at home against the Cowboys.
With Daniel Jones, with Saquon, all these new dollars, you know, the ones that got that money, you know.
Give me my money.
I mean, I ain't mad at you, but damn, you better show some if you got that money. But hey, and then one of the shining stars of the night, Brandon Ayuk with his 8 receptions, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns for 32.9 fantasy points. Round of applause for Brandon Ayuk. We talked about this ad nauseum the whole all season, how Brandon Ayuk was better than Deebo Samuel. No one believed me until we put up the stats, and it showed the same thing. And obviously, Brock Purdy loves him some Brandon Ayuk, and Brandon Ayuk can get open. So, do you think this trend is going to continue with Brandon Ayuk? Think he still could be a breakout?
He had a great game. He had a great game, and I think that he's going to continue to have great games, 100%. But you know, this San Francisco offense, you know, it's got a lot of weapons out there. Mm-hmm. So you know he's gonna get his shine, but I think Deebo's gonna have some shine as well. You know, he's gonna have some shine as well. But Ayuk, I mean, he had a great game, great game.
Yeah. He drove me to the finish line this week. So, now we're gonna go to fantasy losers, and it's so funny because all the fantasy losers are quarterbacks. All of them are quarterbacks, and we dogged all. These are supposed to be top performing quarterbacks. I mean, like the way they were drafted, draft position, except for like 2, but the other 2, yeah. So let's go with the 2 that shouldn't be. You know, we kind of expected, but we expected more since they all got paid. Like all these quarterbacks got paid except for 1. So the one that didn't get paid was Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, even though they won, he wasn't great. He had 13 to 24 completions for 143 yards and 0 touchdowns. How does that happen when you have 46 points on the board?
That's the thing, man. That's why I led this with saying that the New York Giants are trash. That's why I led that. That's important. That's a very, very important thing to know.
Yeah.
Because Dak Prescott, if your team wins 46-0 and you don't even have a touchdown to show for it,
0.
You know what that means? You know what? That's why I passed on you. That's why many people passed on you. That's why you're still not good. That's why the Cowboys should not be getting excited about this W, because y'all are still trash. Because you have a quarterback that's trash. He can't play. And so all the Cowboys fans, y'all getting hype or whatever, but guess what? You're trash. And so something's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, man, Dak, he's just not that guy. Dude, if you win a game 46-0 and you don't even have a touchdown, man, and you won 46-0, get out of here, man. Get out of here, dude. Man, I hope somebody takes your spot, bro, because this is ridiculous.
Hey, Trey Lance got that import in, you know.
Exactly. Trey Lance might take your spot, bro. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Hey, Dak is like this to you, man. You know,
what more do you want from me?
I want you to score a touchdown, dude. It's what I need. Like, what? Score a touchdown? What do you mean? What do I want? Score a touchdown. Like, give me a break.
Oh shit. You know, I didn't even pay attention to that game too much because it was such a blowout until I started looking at stats preparing for this show, and I was like, he did not score one touchdown, and they scored 46 points. I thought it was 40 at first, but 46 now is make it worse. Like, not nan one. You can get one.
Ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous. Okay. I digress. Let's move forward. All right. Going down the list, Lamar Jackson, bruh. You brought all this post-season bullshit. And, bruh, you had 17 of 22 for 169 yards and 1 interception. Again, with 0 touchdowns. 0. Didn't they win like 29-3 or something like that?
Well, the Texans made the game more respectable. The Ravens had a huge lead out in front, but the Texans came back and made the game more respectable. But this is what I was talking about last year when I was telling you guys that I would never draft Lamar Jackson again.
Oh yeah, he was on your list.
It's because of stuff like this, guys. Look, man, Lamar, he's an MVP in the season. He's an MVP this year. Love him to death as a player. Great guy. I'm glad he got his bread. But the problem is, man, is that are you going to be able to, are you like, can you rely on him from a fantasy perspective? And no, you can't. You can't do it. You can't rely on him from a fantasy perspective because it's the situations to where we're picking right back up where we left off, right? Dak Prescott, the trash he saw, yep, we're picking right back up where we left off. The season that we saw last year from Lamar left a lot to be desired. Yep, we're picking right back up to where we left off. It's the same song, just a different season. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, and it's sad to say, man, because look, man, I really truly want the dude to do well, but you're not doing well. This is an issue.
Yeah.
This is a big issue right now. You have to do better.
Getting paid over $200 million. I mean, come on, man. It's like
you're making a lot of money, man. Yeah. You're making a lot of bread. You gotta bring that home, man.
It's sad. But you know what? It's sad. 6.56 fantasy points, man. That's trash. It's trash. All right. Another person who got paid, and Daniel Jones, we just talked about him. 15 out of 28 completions, 104 yards, and 2 interceptions. Again, guess what he got? 0 touchdowns. And he got paid. I mean, geez, man, like this is embarrassing. I mean,
Look,
I get
man.
knocking the rust off, but goddamn, it's like 1 touchdown. You could have ran that thing in. Some.
Look, Daniel Jones, man, is trash, man. He's trash. Daniel Jones and Dak.
my God.
Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott are the same quarterback. They are the same quarterback, man. That's what we're talking about here. Because, like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous,
You
man.
would not
This is
believe these
ridiculous,
You
man.
would not believe these stats unless you
Like,
knew
for
what the game
real.
outcomes. Like
For
you
real,
think I'd be
dude.
making this shit up. Like,
And this is the thing. I understand where people are coming from when they're talking about how much money these guys made. These guys just got paid. You just got paid, dude. You're not working on a janitor salary, my guy. You just got paid. And you out here, you just got paid millions of dollars, but you're out here putting out trash that the damn janitor got to goddamn pick up because you can't do nothing. This is crazy, man. Like, for real. Like, come on, man. Like, you got beat that way at home, dude. To the Cowboys at home.
the Cowgirls.
That's trash. That's trash, man. Like, dude, yeah, man.
Hey, to the Giants.
Man.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Lee.
Yeah, it's sad. To the Giants season right there. All right. And this was the worst disappointment because, this guy,
it's my quarterback.
He literally is my quarterback in one of my leagues, and he let me down extra hard. I'm watching the 1:00 game like, what in the complete fuck is going on? You know when you watch your fantasy score, you're like, wait, I know I drafted like some quality people in my league, and nothing's going on. It's like, what's going on? Is he hurt? Like, is what's going on? Like, is the backup in? No, this guy was just trash. They blame the rain. Fuck that shit. You done got paid right before the fucking week. The week before you just got your $219 million guarantee. You know what The Rock say?
Guaranteed.
He got that guaranteed money. That $219 million guaranteed. And he dropped this fucking goose head. Like, Joe Burrow, you are my stinker of the week, man. Because, Jesus, dude, what happened? Like, I get it. You've been hurt. Whatever, hamstring, calf, whatever you want to call it. But goddamn, it's like 14 of 31, 82 yards. And again, 0 damn touchdowns. 0. For 3.18 fantasy points. Like, what am I supposed to do with that, dude? I drafted you in like the 4th or 5th round. Like, Vaughn, can you help me, man? Because, like, help me understand.
So, I have a lot to say on this.
Dude,
Joe Burrow is my quarterback, guys. I drafted him.
Oh, you did?
In the 5th round. Yeah.
Oh,
Joe
in
Burrow
this
is my
league?
quarterback in our league. In our league, Joe Burrow is my quarterback.
And you won.
I did. But I didn't, but it wasn't because of Joe Burrow. It wasn't because of him. At all. So, guys, my rationale was going into this draft. I was like, okay, I need to get a solid quarterback. And so I decided to go out there and draft Joe Burrow. But later on in the draft, I also decided to draft Kirk Cousins. And I did that as insurance because I felt like, Joe Burrow, he might not play, so I was like, hey, man, I need to have a guy, just in case. I do feel like Kirk Cousins will at least be able to get me some points. Well, he might as well have been hurt because Kirk got way more points this week than what Joe Burrow got. So hey, I should have put him in instead. Another thing is this, guys, man. I was watching the odds on this game. I was watching the gambling spread. And earlier in the week when I was watching this, I saw that the Bengals were a 3-point underdog against the Browns. And I was like, what is going on? And as the game got closer, right before the game, it was a 1-point spread. It was like pretty much even odds. And I was like, something doesn't seem right with this game. And what happened? The Browns went out there and destroyed those guys. Okay. Look, man, I don't know what it is. You know, Joe Burrow, you know, he played bad. He really did. But the one difference out of all of these guys that we just named is that he went to a Super Bowl. He's been to an AFC championship game, you know, 1 year removed. So this guy's actually capable of making it. The rest of those guys we talked about, they've never sniffed a championship game. Never sniffed it. Never been to a championship game. Okay. The difference is that Joe Burrow has.
Yeah.
So I believe that he will recover. I believe that he will do better, but it just didn't feel good because I really felt like I lost the game. I really do. But I ended up winning because of Stephon Diggs and the New York Jets defense. That's the reason why I won the game. That's the reason. Other than that, I would have lost, man.
Hey, man.
It's a wrap.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to that. Well, in the league I had, dude, I have a super stack of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So you know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that one hurt, man. Dude, if I at least had, like, a mediocre game from any of them, I would have won. A mediocre game. I mean, like, 15 points, maybe 10 points from Chase and 5 points from Higgins. I would have came out on top. Like, I didn't even need much.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah,
man.
worst statistics of his career. Man, you gotta turn this around, man. All right. Few more things. These are my surprises of the week. Jacoby Myers, 9 receptions for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns for 29.1 fantasy points. Tyler Algier, 75 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 receptions for 19 yards, so 24.4 fantasy points. That was, that was 3 receptions of the 18 that Desmond Ridder threw. RIP to the receiving core of the Atlanta Falcons. Let's give it the appropriate. Oh, man. And then you got Kendrick Bourne of the New England Patriots, 6 receptions, 64 yards, and 2 touchdowns, so 24.4 fantasy points, which made it an interesting game against Philly, even though they still lost. You know, Matt Jones had a pretty respectable game. All right. Now it's time to talk about our fantasy league. You know, let me put it up on the screen. We always like to do this, at least for us. You know, we like to talk about our matchups and see how we did. Fortunately, we're only going to go through 2 because I played against Marque this week. and you know, it's so shameful. It's so shameful that he's not here right now to join us, you know, for this moment. So this was week 2. Let's go back to week 1. All right. So I blew the doors off of Marque this week. It was not even close. You know, it is what it is. You have those weeks, right? You know, those weeks when all your guys go off. So let's look at the recap. My guys, my team, you know, zoom in. Mr. T-Law, you know, let's give a, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
With that extra stack with Calvin Ridley. I've been telling y'all didn't want to listen. Now I knew it was gonna be, and they got a pretty decent schedule for them to show out. It was a closer game than I expected against the Indianapolis Colts because Anthony Richardson actually did something. But hey, the defense did well on Jacksonville's end. I had them on another league, but T-Law and Trevor Lawrence, 241 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and and 21 yards rushing, and then Calvin Ridley got 1 receiving touchdowns with 101 yards with 8 receptions. I mean, if I can get that every week, man, I'm good. I'm Gucci. I don't need much else. That's solid fantasy production. Solid fantasy production. Because, Trevor Lawrence.
It's my quarterback.
Yes, sir. That's my quarterback. All right. Brandon Ayuk. The big one, Hey, we're going to give him a yell, buddy, too.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
He showed out. Showed up and showed out. It's like they used to say. 129 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 8 receptions. Mr. Brandon Ayuk, thank you so much. You did great. That was a complete blowout. Brock Purdy looks like he had missed the beat, man. Looks like he had missed the beat.
Yeah, 49ers. Yeah, that was one of the games. That was one of the games I had. Those were one of the potential games. Taking the 49ers against the Steelers. That was one of the potential games I was debating on taking Sunday. Ended up taking the Jaguars though. It ended up working out well, but yeah, man, that dude Purdy. Hey, Purdy said what injury? What surgery? What? Yeah.
We keep this train going like it ain't never stopped. All right, Austin Ekeler or Awesome Ekeler. Hey, give him a yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
117 yards, 1 rushing touchdown with 47 receiving yards. I mean, hey, this is why I drafted him. My first pick. Perfect. Doing what he does. And he's got a queue right now. We'll see what happens later in the week. But he said he's played through ankle injuries before. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't get as much, shine as I thought he would. But I think they're going to ease him into the system, it sounds like. Seems like David Montgomery got a little bit more rushing attempts than Jahmyr Gibbs. But when I saw Jahmyr Gibbs out on the field, it was clear who's the top dog. Jahmyr Gibbs, that game against the Cheifs, he was electric. Like, he would have had a touchdown if he had tripped over his own feet, literally, on one of his possessions. But I think he is the future. I mean, he could be another Barry Sanders in the making. I know it's just one game, guys, but he really looked that good out there. Very comfortable in that offense. I mean, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, potentially Jameson Williams if he ever acts right. But I think they're gonna have a good team this year. David Njoku, he did what I needed to do. Like I said, tight ends. They'll if they can get me 5 to 10 points every game, I'm not gonna be mad. You don't really get any really production out of tight ends unless you got a Travis Kelce. So, Scary Terry didn't look too great against Arizona. Closer game than I thought it would be, but he got me a few fantasy points. Javonte Williams, this is first game back from tearing his MCL and ACL and LCL. ACL and LCL. I can live with that. He got close to what he was expected to get. Now, this is the MVP right here, Jake Elliott. And I drafted Jake Elliott in all my leagues as my kicker. Yeah, he ended up kicking crazy amounts of field goals. 2 50-yarders. I mean, goodness gracious. 187 total field goal yards. That's ridiculous. Hey, round of applause to Jake Elliott. You did well. You got me 20, almost 30 fantasy points. I mean, dude, you outshined Austin Ekeler. Which is saying something. Goodness gracious. Then Baltimore's defense. I mean, Baltimore is always known to have that defense. They're playing Houston. CJ Stroud, it's going to take him a little while. Welcome to the league. And then regarding my bench players, I mean, nobody really showed out. Mr. Sean Tucker is one of my sleepers that I've been talking about because, Rashad White did not look great. I'll put it that way. He did not look impressive. And if you look up Sean Tucker on YouTube and look at, what he did at Syracuse and then look at some of his preseason games, he had actually a better yards per carry than Rashad White this week. So just saying, watch out. I think this could be a potential RB battle. Now, Marque, we go down the list. Let's see. Keenan Allen, your favorite person. He did okay. Derrick Henry did okay. Tyler Lockett, that was disappointing. But I think Geno was a little bit scared of Aaron Donald. He even said, he said this when he saw Aaron Donald.
Oh my God!
Rushing towards him. He literally did. And I would too, because Aaron Donald's a big man. Josh Jacobs didn't do hot. It was just a bad week. Just a bad week. Jason Myers, it's just a bad week. You can't play. Actually, his bench did bad. Jacoby Myers on the bench, Zay Jones on the bench, Tyler Algier on the bench, and Jordan Addison on the bench. I would have lost if he would have started any of those, but hey, it happens. So thank you, Marque, for not starting those guys.
He had almost 90 points on the bench.
I know.
Like, that is crazy.
He would have had a chance to beat me but hey, it's the way the cookie crumbles, right? You can't win them all. So right now, first in the league, let's go to Mr. Trade for yourself over here, Mr. Margin of Safety, pulling out a win versus the champ is here. Well, apparently not, because you lost this one. Now, this is where we both cried together. Mr. Joe Burrow. In this league, he had 1.18 fantasy points. Jesus Christ.
Horrible, man.
Horrible. Well, good thing you did have Stephon Diggs, who, does Stephon Diggs things. He did very well. 102 yards, 10 receptions for 1 receiving touchdown. Good job, Mr. Stephon Diggs. Round of applause for that. Debo had a pretty good game, not as great as his counterpart, but, enough to reach close to his projected points. Travis Etienne, I have him in another league too. Good job picking up him. 77 rushing yards for 1 touchdown and 5 receptions. Yeah, I warned you about him. I warned you about him, didn't I, Vaughn? I tried to tell you.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you.
I'm not like
fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
What are you gonna say?
I'm not. Like I said, it's not a good game. Like I said, I'm not too worried about that. To be honest.
Okay.
It wasn't a good game, but I'm not that worried, to be honest, right now.
Okay. Did I have Jaylen Warren, or you have Jaylen Warren?
I mean, I think you have him, but like
Yeah,
I said, I'm not that worried. I know you. I know y'all have a bad relationship, but he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Evan Ingram, he did pretty well. Good job, Evan Ingram. I have him in my other league too. I have an ultra stack with Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley, and Evan Ingram. And then I had the Jaguars defense. So it's like, yeah, and they actually did pretty well. Now this guy right here, this joker right here, what in the world? He had 1 target.
Bro, that's just I mean, no.
Hey, no words. You like I don't even understand.
I have the same amount of words that I have, the same amount of receptions that he had, which is 0. That's just what I have. 0. It's nothing.
DeAndre Swift, 1 reception, 3 rushing
I'm
yards.
just like, what is? I'm just.
Oh my God!
This is crazy, man. Like, come on, man. Like, this is insane, man. Like,
Yeah, but he's gonna get his chance this week though.
I mean, we'll see.
Nah, he'll get his
We'll
chance.
see.
I'm starting him.
We'll see.
I'm starting him in my other league. You'll get a chance. Sanders, man, he kicked the hell out of the ball. I mean, close game, good game. And Jets defense is the only thing you really have to shine right now because they did great. Round of applause to the Jets defense. You know, hey, considering what you had to had to go through. I mean, losing your starting hope in 4 plays. I mean, and then you had to get over it and get back to Zach Wilson. Oh man, you know, somebody tried to trade me Garrett Wilson for T. Higgins, and I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait to do my rant before after this. Zay Flowers, good ass job for performance, man. You know, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
9
Lightweight.
receptions for 78 yards and 9 rushing yards. I mean, you might be the Deebo Samuel of the Baltimore Ravens. You know, he's looking.
Yeah.
He's looking like
yeah.
the.
I'm glad to have him on my team right now.
Yep, and you got Tank over. Oh, you got Tank, so that's good. You got your backup, and he scored a touchdown. So 1 rushing touchdown for Tank. You know, hey, you know, he put up the points, and then Kirk Cousins had more points than Joe Burrow. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna need you to do better, Joe Burrow. I know you're gonna come back around. All right, but congratulations on that win, man. We both are 1-1. And Marque is 0-0, 0-1. So you know, hey, good job.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy. I have you had Marquis first week. I've got Marquis second week. So
bang bang, yeah, you do, bang bang. And I have my friend Sean. You know, he's gonna try to join us on a few podcasts. So he's I play him this week. I'll be talking trash to him all week. We'll see how that goes. So good week for us. Hey, good week for the winners.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going.
Got that W, man.
Yes, sir. All right, let's keep it going. We're gonna do quick Thursday night preview, and then we're gonna go through the games of the week, and we can call it a night, man. Thursday night preview. So the Thursday night preview is the Vikings at the Eagles. And, you know, some of the big things about this Thursday night preview is that, you know, the Eagles are going to be down some players, you know, some actual key players. So they're down Garrett Bradbury. He's going to be out. You know, Christian, that's center, Garrett Bradbury. He's got back issues. Offensive tackle, Christian Darson, ankle injuries. And linebacker, Marcus Davenport, ankle injuries. He's questionable. Then you got safety. That's for the Vikings. Then you got the Eagles. You got Reed Blankenship, safety, ribs. Cornerback, James Bradbury. Oh, man. Woo! That changes up a lot, man.
Damn.
Because I'm pretty sure he was going to be either him or Slay were going to be covering Justin Jefferson. So, this might be a good Jordan Addison game then. Because Slay's going to have to get on Jefferson.
Yeah, this is very interesting that you say all of this because I didn't realize the Eagles had that many guys down.
Oh yeah. And then they got Kenneth Gainwell, running back. He's out with rib injury. And then you got defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. He's questionable with ribs. So as a DST, I mean, this could be a shootout now. Like I was expecting a more of a dominant Eagles performance, but you're missing some very key defensive players right now. And you know how explosive Justin Jefferson is, and you see how Jordan Addison is. He's electric. I mean, that 1-2 combination. I mean, they're gonna have to focus on one of these. So, you know, if they focus on Justin Jefferson, this could be a good Jordan Addison game right here.
Yeah, the thing is, man, it's like, you know, this game, This is a very interesting game, man. You know, the point spread in this game, the Eagles opened up about a 7.5 point favorite.
Now
But
they're
something
-6.
told, yeah, but when I saw that spread, something told me that wasn't free. You know, a lot of times when you bet on a game and they blow them out, man, that was free. This isn't going to be free.
No.
The one thing I'll say that Kirk Cousins, you know, we give him a lot of crap, but he's not a bad quarterback in the regular season. He's actually a pretty decent quarterback in the regular season. And you have Jordan Jefferson, you have those weapons. Yeah, I kind of like the over on this game. Kind of like the over. I really do kind of
Ooh.
like the over.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, I kind of like the over. Either the over, or the Vikings may be able to cover a 7 point spread. The Vikings may be able to cover a 7 point spread or the over in this game. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, man. This should be a tight one. This should be tight.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering how close they played to New England last week, I mean, maybe they play better at home, but shoot, man, I don't know. Because, you know, the biggest thing is like Kenneth Gainwell's out too, right? So it's like they were leaning on his experience being in the, you know, Eagles offense as long as he's had it. But now they got to depend on either Rashad Penny or DeAndre Swift. Now, who's going to be the better starting option? Now, I think both of us would love Swift to be the answer. And I think Swift is going to be the answer, to be honest with you, because Rashad Penny, we already know about his track record. I think he's washed. But do you think Swift's going to be the starter?
I definitely think he's the better option than Penny, 100%. I'm just trying to see what the Philadelphia's coach. I want to see what Philadelphia's mentality is. I want to see what the coaching staff's mentality is, in terms of who they feel like they want to give the ball to, because it's a situation to where I may believe that Swift is the better player, but if he's not getting the touches, he's not being out there. Hey, who cares what I think as a fantasy manager? I mean, shoot, I can't put you out there if they're not gonna put you in the game. So that's the thing. That's what worries me about this game, man. Because it's like, yeah, man, you know, he should obviously be in there, but I don't know. That's just what's tough.
Fair. Okay. Fair. I still think they're gonna go with Swift. I mean, short week. I mean, Penny was inactive. Well, you're gonna depend on Boston Scott. I mean, he's behind them for a reason. I think they'll finally unleash and see what they got in Swift. And then my question is, do you think Jordan Addison will have a better fantasy day than Justin Jefferson?
Ooh. I think that could actually happen, to be honest. They played last year, man, and Jefferson got locked up. He
Mr.
got
Slay.
locked up last year.
Mr. Slay.
You know, Jefferson actually did get locked up against. He got locked up against some of the best corners in the league. So, could this happen again? Maybe. But the one thing that we have to understand is that the Eagles are wounded. They're down.
They're missing safety.
They're down some DBs. So, you know, hey, if you're down DBs, you know, that's why I say like this could be a high scoring game, because you can't cover everybody. You can't cover everybody. You can't, like, they're not going to be able to double team guys. A lot of guys are going to be you're either going to be running zone, or if you're running man, you're not doubling anybody.
Nope,
you can't double anybody. So yeah, man, yeah, that's actually plausible. Actually, Jordan Addison does kind of worry me. I'm not gonna lie, because he's on the other side this week, so I kind of worries me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm asking for a friend because I tried to decide if I'm gonna start him, and I did have DeAndre Hopkins in, but then we just found out about the ankle injury, so I'm like, maybe I should just go sneak Addison in now, just go, especially with all the injuries in the secondary for the Eagles. I'm like, this might be the perfect time to see what he's got. Best tight end for the game. You know, we love tight ends here in Fantasy Cookout. Dallas Goedert or TJ Hawkinson. I'm going with Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that definitely Hawkinson. But I wouldn't sleep on Goddard.
No, but I just think there's too many. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Yeah, those would be the two big targets. Of course, Jalen Hurts will be on the run. You know, he'll do his run thing. And if they try to get Swift into the game, you know, Swift is a good pass catcher. So, you know, that can be another option they have. I don't know. Yeah, you know, it could be one of those blockbuster games. I can see it go either way, but I'm going to lean Hawkinson just because of the lack of defensive presence they'll have. I mean, they're missing their starting safety and they're missing their starting DB on the other side of the ball. So, you know, it could be going any way. And then last question, will Jalen have a bounce back after a lackluster week 1 performance?
I think he will. Yeah, I think he'll bounce back in this game. I think he will. Okay. Definitely.
Yeah, because, you know, last week, you know, Jalen, he did all right. He had 12.5 fantasy points. He, you know, basically had 170 yards, 1 touchdown. You know, that's okay. I mean, it's not what I would expect from your high dollar Mr., you know, $200 million man, but, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right. Last segment, and then we'll close this thing out. Week 2 games of the week. Hey, you know, maybe I should give a little intro for that, you know, since we haven't done it in a while. You know, let's give it, you know. Week 2, baby. This is redemption week for a lot of quarterbacks that we just talked about. Redemption week. Y'all better come with it, like, for real. Or you're going to get replaced by the names of Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Mac Jones. I know. Yeah, that's blasphemous, right?
Did y'all hear what he just said?
Oh. I mean, hey, y'all got to come with it, man. I mean, Dak can already be replaced by them. And
Dak
and James.
Dak is trash. Look. I'm not gonna lie, man. If you have Dak Prescott in your starting lineup, I'm losing respect for you. I'm not even gonna lie. I lose respect for you as a man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, man,
like, that's crazy.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
That's what Dak's saying, man.
Man, look, Dak, you're trash. Period. Period.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So offensive. That's what we do here at the Fantasy Cookout. All right. So I'll go first. My game of the week is the Chiefs at the Jaguars. Chiefs at the Jaguars. And you know why. You know, I'm a T-Law Ridley guy. I love the stack. You know, I think the Chiefs defense will be better now that they got Chris Jones signed on to a 1-year contract. You know, after they got embarrassed last week, I guess they had to go and just sign them back on because they're like, oh man, we might be losing some more games. We need all the weapons we can get. So I would not start the Jaguars defense against this because Pat Mahomes always finds a way. But I do think T-Law and the Jaguars will win this one because Calvin Ridley is that guy. He is that guy. I don't think, dude, he was getting open. I mean, he looked as good as I said he looked in the preseason, man, in practice. You know, that infamous practice. You know, hey, Calvin Ridley's that guy.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
So, I mean, I'm expecting a high-scoring affair. Even if the Chiefs get up early, I think Trevor Lawrence as we always say, he's got that dog in him. Calvin Ridley got that dog in him. And you have other options like Evan Ingram. He got that dog in him. Travis Etienne got that dog in him. And Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, they can immediately have the dog in them too when they need to, you know. So you got weapons to work with. And I think the Jaguars defense will hold just enough to give the Jaguars a win. And I'll stick to that. Chiefs will go 0-2. And I don't know how long it's been since that's happened, but man.
That's crazy. It's just crazy that you say that, man. Like, I've got this game pulled up, man. The Chiefs are obviously the favorite. The Chiefs are minus 185 on the money line. So there's a lot of money on the Chiefs. But this game is not going to be free. This game is going to be a sweat. And the Jaguars are plus 160 on the money line. What I will tell you is this: I definitely believe the over will hit, and I'm not mad at that Jags pick at all. I'm not mad at that Jags pick at all because, look, man, the Chiefs are not who we thought they were. Let's just say that they're not who we thought they were, man.
Yeah, and especially if they don't have Travis Kelce again at least, I don't even know, like 70%, maybe 60% health. You can call it a wrap because they don't have receivers. So, no Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Can't depend on him, No Sky Moore. Can't depend on him. Obviously, you cannot depend on Kadarius Toney because that
trash.
He got bricks for him. The only person you can rely on is Noah Gray, and they'll lock him up. So, yeah, that's my analysis for that game. Jaguars with the win. I think they'll win. It'll be close. They'll probably win by like less than 3. If they do win, I'd be surprised if they win by more. But yep. All right, let's go to Von's game. Ravens at the Bengals. Let you take over, man. What do you think about this game?
I mean, it's no surprise that Joe Burrow didn't have a good game. It's no surprise. I'm looking at this game, man. The Bengals are a 3.5-point favorite. This is an AFC North rivalry. That this game is always close. I think that this will be a 3-point game. So I believe that the Ravens will cover the 3.5, but I believe the Bengals will win. I understand that the Bengals are favored. I believe they will win. I think that this is a game that Joe Burrow, he's gonna recover. He's gonna recover. The guys are gonna recover. I've got the Bengals winning this game. 27-24. 27-24.
Throwing out numbers, huh?
27-24 is what I got.
Okay. I can give you fair. I think the Bengals will win too. Unfortunately, I have the Baltimore's DST, and I'm not dropping them, so I'm just gonna have to suffer through this game because the schedule looks quite nice for the DST after this week. So I'm just like, I just suffer through a game. It's not worth dropping anybody. But yeah, I like that analysis. Should be good. And I guess we can both tag team this last pick because Marque gave us his. He's got the Dolphins at the Pats. So this is the battle. The Bama. He said the Bama Bowl. That's what he called it. Because you got Tua versus Matt Jones. The Bama Bowl. And Jalen Waddle. You got to throw him in there too. I think the Dolphins are gonna have their way with them. I think Pats will keep it somewhat close because they do have a pretty competent defense. They'll hold it down just enough so they can keep it close. But in Mac Jones, he'll throw a couple touchdowns. I don't think Juju will get as involved. I think Kendrick Bourne will still do his thing. We'll see what happens with that offense. I mean, Ramadre, that whole thing with him and Zeke, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I mean, I hate it for Ramondre Stevenson owners because Zeke is a cog in your fantasy production because you don't know if he's gonna get goal line work. You know, he could be the touchdown vulture. Perfect example would be like back in the Cardinals land when Chase Edmonds was there doing all the work, and then James Conner comes in less than 5 yards to the goal line, and he goes in and runs touchdowns. And so you'll have like 20 yards with 4 touchdowns. So it's like, it's like, yeah. And so you're not getting any fantasy production out of the guy who's worked you all the way down the field. And could that possibly happen with New England? Maybe. You don't know what's going to happen. So, and he's got the Dolphins winning. So I agree with that analysis. Dolphins win. What do you think? Since you're the numbers guy, how much do you think they win by?
I'm looking at this game. Dolphins are favored. This game is minus 160 on the money line. As I look through all of the games on this slate, I would have to say this is my lock of the week. Miami Dolphins money line. It's not even close. This will be free. The Dolphins will. This will be free, guys. This is free. The Dolphins are going to destroy these guys. They're going to destroy these guys. Like, yeah.
Oh man. Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dolphins for the win, man. Dolphins
Yeah.
for the win.
Definitely.
Oh man. Well, thank you for your expert analysis, Mr. Gambler. Love it. I love it. Adding a whole different layer to our fantasy cookout production, man. Hey.
Yes, sir.
I think that's all we got, man.
Cool.
I think we good. So, as always, it's gonna play one soundbite that I didn't need to play. But as we finish out, thank you for another episode of the Fantasy Cookout. Yeah! Like and subscribe on YouTube, IG, TikTok at the Fantasy Cookout. Man, we're giving you that good, man. Look, waiver wires, check it out every Tuesday where I put out the waiver wire picks. And I'm giving you quality waiver wire picks, like less than 50% owned waiver wire picks. I'm not going to give you those crazy ones that, probably only can't get but in like 10 team, 18 leagues, That's what I do here, man. Trying to give you that quality. Remember, Sean Tucker. I'm telling you right now, I picked him up in all my leagues. I think he's going to take over the job. Just saying.
Yeah.
Good habit, good night. But you know what I'm going to be like? This is what I'll be like, I'll interrupt it. This is what I'll be like with Sean Tucker. This is how I am every day. Oh, and on that note, guys, hey, I had to make some jokes. Peace.
See you guys. See you.